we got this.
That child decides not to take care of you. He says नहीं मुझे मेरी life जीनी है.
That's a gamble that you're doing.
Pure gamble.
Okay. Parenthood should not be a default settings in life. It has to come from love.
So talking about my childhood, सिगरेट लेकर आना, दारू की बोतलें लेकर आना अपने जेब में, आपकी जेब से भी बड़ी बोतल है. You don't know where to go, कैसे लेना है, but आपको बता दिया जाता है कि वहाँ पे जा, ये पैसे हैं, ये ले ले, तू ये लेकर आ.
Are we finally telling the world the answer to the most requested question?
Bring it on.
Do we have Shakti in our asses?
Yes, we do.
Hi guys, welcome to Vishakha, Bisu.
And Divesh.
We are back with our yet another Sunssunny episode. आज का episode तो बहुत ही special है. Also, you can see a little bit lights because we have recently invested in good lights.
Yeah, खर्चा किया थोड़ा.
Thank you guys. आपने view दिया, हमने थोड़ा खर्चा किया. So हिसाब बराबर.
Yes.
Today's video is really special.
On public demand.
The most requested video आज release कर रहे हैं हम. I don't know how to react to this.
तू क्यों ऐसे उठ रही है, जम मार रही है?
I'm going through a lot of emotions. Like it's just mixed emotions. It's nervousness.
बट एग्जाम की तैयारी कराई है मैंने तुझसे. मार मार के ऐसे डांडिया की लकड़ी ऐसे बिठा बिठा के तेरे को पढ़ाया, ये बोलना है, ये बोलना है, ये बोलना है, सब कुछ तो पढ़ाया तेरे को. फिर क्यों अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट लग रही है तू? इतना तैयार किया है मैंने तेरे को.
कैसे क्या?
तैयार किया है मैंने तेरे को, नीचे से ऊपर, ऊपर से नीचे तक.
Today, the topic that we are going to discuss is why did we choose to be child free? This decision comes with a lot of thought and clarity.
Yeah, सबसे पहले तो हम ये बताएंगे कि हमारे कमेंट सेक्शन, हमारे इंस्टाग्राम के डीएम, हमारे स्टोरी पे रिक्वेस्ट, हमने आस्क अस एनीथिंग भी जब भी निकाला है, तभी हमें सबसे ज्यादा क्वेश्चन यही आया कि why are we not choosing to have kids?
Here are all the answers.
Yes.
आज आपके सारे सवालों के जवाब यही वीडियो में मिलेंगे.
Yes.
We have to tell one thing. Whenever we have received such comments कि you know why do you guys not want to have kids? This question ना काफी सारे लोग ना बहुत अच्छे दिल से हमको पूछते हैं because they've seen our journey. They know how much effort we've put in the relationship. They know how Divesh is as a person. They know how I am as a person. So a lot of people come with a thought यार कि इतने मजाकिया लोग हैं बच्चे क्यों नहीं चाहिए करके.
Yeah.
Thank you for just like being curious about our lives. We thought that it's important for us to keep this video out there so that you guys are aware कि हमने क्यों ऐसी कोई decision ली है.
So before we start, we want to basically give a disclaimer.
ऐसी sensitive topic पे बात करने के लिए ना थोड़ी disclaimers की जरूरत रहती है.
Yeah.
Because it's really easy for anyone to take this video very personally and
Yeah.
get affected by it.
Yeah.
We don't want that. We are not talking about anyone else here. We are just talking about us, our choice
Yeah.
and our reasons and why did we choose and why did we feel what is the best for us.
Yeah. जो भी हम बता रहे हैं, बताने वाले हैं, इससे ये कुछ प्रूफ नहीं होता है कि ये आपको भी ये सेम चीज करनी है. We're not generalizing it. It's totally our decision that we have decided something for us, which was decided long ago. You will get to know.
We are not judging, we are not preaching,
Yeah.
we are not generalizing. It is what feels best for us, might not feel the same for you. And both the things are completely valid.
Yeah.
Two truths
Yeah.
can exist. So people who are watching who already have kids, this is a video where probably you can think about all of these stuffs but also have your own opinions and probably find a way to
Not take it personally.
not take it personally
Just-
because it's not about you.
Watch it for a viewing purpose.
Yeah.
Don't connect this with your life. Just watch it. हमारे point of view सुन लो.
Probably having a kid is best for you and not having a kid is best for us. And we deeply respect the people who have chosen to have this entire parenthood
Yes.
experience
Yes.
because that's also a magical journey.
We love kids, but अपने नहीं.
दूसरों के बच्चे
दूसरे के
पसंद
बच्चे
है हमको.
बहुत, ये तो मतलब 4-4
Yeah,
घंटा
I go crazy with
बैठी
others.
रहती है उनके साथ,
I
ऐसे
love it.
क्यों मुझू करके ऐसे करती रहती है उनके साथ.
पर मुझे 24/7 नहीं चाहिए.
Yeah.
Coming back to the video, you know what to do. Grab your popcorn.
अभी तो पॉपकॉर्न ले लो अलग अलग फ्लेवर के.
मैं आ जाऊं क्या अपनी पर?
कोल्ड ड्रिंक ले लो, हेल्दी वाली लेना, थोड़ी डाइट वाली ले लो, डाइट कोक, डाइट पेप्सी भी आती है.
ये वही लोग हैं जिनको डाइट को बोल के सारे लोग ऐसे
वो ले लो,
बेचते हैं चीजें.
4-5 ऐसे क्यूब्स बर्फ के डाल लो ताकि लंबा चलने वाला है ना, तो ठंडा रहे ना एंड तक वीडियो के. आपकी ड्रिंक ठंडी होनी चाहिए, ठीक है. कभी भी ऐसे गलोगे गर्मा गर्मी हो रही है वीडियो के अंदर, सिप सिप मारते रहना था.
गर्मा गर्मी हो रही है. It's like he's acting like मैं और ये लड़ने वाले वीडियो में. Like what are we talking?
I mean कुछ भी हो सकता है.
Should I be scared?
नो बाबा.
No, Baba.
चलो.
I don't need a friend. You're my friend only.
Yeah.
We have listed down 10 reasons as to why we choose to not have kids. The last one is really important, so watch till the end.
Yes. एंड तक देखो तो ही समझ में आएगा हम क्या बोलना चाह रहे हैं.
For Devesh and I, the decision to not have kids. So, you know, we had released this entire video of Don't Get Married before you watch this.
Yeah. Correct.
This was the video title. We have linked it here. So in that, one of the pointers was that you need to pre-discuss with your person whether what are your thoughts on kids.
Yeah.
Do you want kids? Do you not want kids? How many do you want? Whatever the questions are, just discuss it. I think Devesh और मेरे लिए ये decision बहुत ज़्यादा easy था. Between Devesh and I, we never had one person saying that oh we want kid and somebody saying that oh but I don't want kid. For both of us, it was really easy to come to a point where we both said that we choose to not have kids.
Yeah. क्योंकि हम दोनों ने अपनी अपनी लाइफ में कुछ ना कुछ चीजें ऐसी देखी है जिससे हमारा रीजनिंग जो है वो स्ट्रॉन्ग होता गया टाइम टू टाइम.
So the first reason is we are done being the caretakers. So Devesh is the eldest child in his home.
Yeah.
And I am the eldest daughter in my home. Since childhood, no, all the eldest sibling or the eldest child automatically becomes really responsible in life. उनको ना अपने आप ना आ जाती है रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. ओ मुझे मॉम को खुश रखना है, मुझे डैड को खुश रखना है, मुझे घर के फाइनेंसेस देखने हैं, मुझे यू नो अच्छा बच्चा होना है, मुझे पढ़ाई में भी अच्छी चीजें करनी है, मुझे मेरे सिबलिंग को भी संभालना है. अनसेड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नो इट जस्ट कम्स ऑन यू. ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम लेते हो, वो आ जाता है. कभी कभार तुम ही ले लेते हो सोच के कि ओ मैं तो घर का बड़ा बच्चा हूं ना, तो मुझे तो ये करना चाहिए. सो समटाइम्स नो वी व्हाट इज दैट लाइन कि हम वक्त से बहुत
जल्दी बड़े हो जाते हैं,
पहले मैच्योर हो जाते हैं. दैट इज व्हाट यूजुअली happens with the eldest child.
Yeah.
So Devesh, so I'll say about me that I have also been the responsible one in the family. If today also if you see me, I'm very responsible with my things, with my work, with my life, which is when you do that since childhood, no, when you see that कि घर पे झगड़ा हो रहा है, तो you become really, you feel responsible, you feel like मुझे शांत करना होगा घर को, you know.
Yeah.
And the elder daughter becomes very aggressive in life, very aggressive to maintain peace, very aggressive to protect the
Like,
entire family.
सबको ठीक करने में लगी है. अगर मम्मी डैड के भी झगड़े हो रहे हैं तो आपको ऐसा लगता है कि ये मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि घर में सब पीस होना चाहिए. They should not fight. If fight is happening, I think something is wrong in the house.
Sometimes it feels like oh I'm the one is why they're fighting.
Yeah.
Because of me. So you become the good girl. You become कि oh नहीं मेरी वजह से तो लड़ने नहीं चाहिए कोई भी करके. So you start walking on eggshells. You start reading the room. You start reading moods. You become the caretaker, you know. If parents are fighting, you automatically become the parent to your sibling. You sort of try and calm them down.
Yeah.
You sort of
safeguard them.
हाँ उसको safeguard करने लग जाते हो, उसको protect करने लग जाते हो. कोई उससे भिड़ रहा है स्कूल में तो आप लड़ने चले जाते हो कि मेरी बहन है ठीक है उसको क्यों बोल रहा है कुछ भी whatever. So you start to become that parent unknowingly or knowingly. You start going into that role which you are not even supposed to be exposed to as a child, but you're still there. This just happens. At one point of time, no, when you're older, when you have your own life, when you have your own set of things, you want to just let loose. You don't want to be responsible for another person. You are done being the caretaker. तुम्हारे पास वो क्षमता ही नहीं है कि तुम अभी किसी और की केयर टेकिंग करो. So that is what one of the reasons why I do not want a child is that because I'm done being a parent.
How many years have you been doing this and finally then that was the time you realized?
I think till I got married, I
So
used
what
to
was
really
when did it
feel
start that you start caring about?
Oh, since childhood. I don't remember the age, but since childhood, you felt like, oh, you are the eldest daughter.
Let's put a number to it just for them to understand.
Correct.
8 साल 10 साल के हो जाते हैं तब से या फिर थोड़ा सा आगे उसके थोड़ा?
नहीं उससे भी पहले I think वो feeling आने लग जाती है. So my sister is 5 years younger to me. So I guess when I was like 6-7, you get that feeling. मतलब when your parents are also working, automatically it feels like it's your responsibility. Next in line तो आप ही हो ना. But nobody understands that the elder sibling or the elder child also needs the equal amount of care or love. Not that it was not there. It was just an unsaid thing that हमने responsibility ले ली. So
but कहीं ना कहीं दी भी होगी ना कि बेटे तेरी छोटी बहन है इसका थोड़ा ध्यान
yeah,
रखना.
it's very normal, right? In all households.
Yeah.
तुम ले भी सकते हो, but not till the point where you become the parent of the sibling. At that point of time, you don't understand कि ये कितना ज़्यादा मैं parent बन रही हूँ. But eventually when you learn about life, when you learn about yourself, when you learn about your bandwidth of taking responsibility, you understand that that was never my job,
जो
not my
हमने
job.
भूले भटके ले लिया था हमारी थी नहीं इन द फर्स्ट प्लेस वो जॉब लेने की. हम बच्चे थे, हमको बच्चे रहने दिया जा सकता था.
But I think everyone is, again, like, nobody is to be blamed. Everyone is just so caught up in their lives that किसी ने consciously कुछ सोचा ही नहीं या मौका नहीं मिला सोचने का. But finally we have that power. We have that power to consciously choose what we want in life and what we do not want in life. To have that intention, what will help me grow and what will probably make me feel stuck. We have the opportunity, we are privileged now to take that decision. So finally I decided with my own experience that finally it's time that I am done being the caretaker. I don't want to care for another person. I want to care for myself. All the love, when you have a child, that goes outward, right? You give that love to the child. Obviously the child deserves that love, right? But I want to give that love to myself. I choose to give it to myself.
So talking about my childhood, I was 2-8 years के बीच में होगा where a child can expect love from family. Not to blame them, they were doing the right what they felt was. I have no complaints from my parents. They could do the best they could provide me with everything they had. They used to work, but मैं घर पे अकेला रहता था. I used to cigarette लेकर आना, बीड़ी के पैकेट्स लेकर आना with matches and दारू की बोतलें लेकर आना अपने जेब में. Like आप बच्चे होते हो तो आप निक्कर पहनते हो, चड्डी पहनते हो, बाहर घूमने के लिए, घर से बाहर भी अगर खड़े हो, बैठे हो, दोस्तों के साथ खेल भी रहे हो, तो इतनी छोटी सी चड्डी है और इतनी बड़ी बोतल है, आपकी जेब से भी बड़ी बोतल है, तो आपको बोला जाता है कि अरे तू ये लेकर आ. एंड द एज वाज समवेयर अराउंड 10, 12, 14 के बीच में. सो उस उम्र में यू डोंट नो वेयर टू गो, कैसे लेना है, बट आपको बता दिया जाता है कि वहां पे जा, ये पैसे हैं, ये ले, तू ये लेकर आ. बिकॉज घर पे माई फैमिली मेंबर्स यूज्ड टू ड्रिंक अल्कोहल, सो यूज्ड टू आस्क मी टू गेट अल्कोहल. अब ऐसा भी होता था कि मुझे वो कुछ पैसे दे रहे हैं तो उसमें से 2-3 रुपए बचते थे, तो वो मेरे को दिए जाते थे. तो उस लालच में शायद ऐसे मैं कैंडी खा लूंगा, चॉकलेट खा लूंगा, लॉलीपॉप चूस लूंगा. तो मेरा ग्रेटिफिकेशन ये होता था कि अरे मुझे 40 रुपए की कुछ चीज लेके आनी है, लेकिन उसमें से कुछ 2-4 रुपए बच जाएंगे तो मैं ले लूंगा. तो मेरा बच्चे का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन क्या होता है कि उसको वो 4 रुपए मिल रहे हैं, मैं कुछ भी काम दो मुझे, मैं तो कर लूंगा. बिकॉज आई डोंट हैव अ माइंडसेट कि ये गलत है या सही है. जो है घर वाले बोल रहे हैं आपको काम करना है, लेके आना है. लेकिन मैं जब लेकर आता था तो मैं ऐसे छुपा के हाथ रख के लेके आता ताकि मेरे सेम जो एज के दोस्त हैं वो मुझे देखे ना कि मैं ये काम कर रहा हूँ अपने घर वालों के लिए. क्योंकि मेरे आस पड़ोस के लोग, जो लड़के मेरी उम्र के थे, वो ये सब काम नहीं करते थे. उनको कॉन्शियसली नहीं भेजा जाता था यहाँ पर दुकानों में लेकर आने के लिए. तो मुझे वो चीज बहुत गड़ी हुई है मेरी मेमोरी में कि मुझे याद है कि दिस शुड नॉट हैव हैपेंड, दिस शुड हैव avoided.
Probably as a child, sorry to cut you off, probably as a child you were looking out for safety and secure and love and you to be treated as a child.
Correct. मुझे बच्चे की तरह ट्रीट करो. मैं दारू के अड्डे पे जाके मुझे खरीदना नहीं है. मगर मैं चलो अडल्ट हूँ तो मैं समझ में भी आता है, लेकिन तब तक तो अकल आ जाती है. तब तक तो मैं कॉन्शियसली बोलूंगा कि भाई खुद आपको जाना है तो आप लेकर आओ. लेकिन उतनी भी हिम्मत नहीं होती थी बोलने के लिए, बिकॉज बड़े थे तो उनका उल्टा जवाब नहीं देना है, उनको रिस्पेक्ट देनी है. चाइल्डहुड में ऐसा हो रहा है कि जब हम थोड़े से भी हल्के बड़े हुए 14-15 साल की उम्र में, तो हमने काम करना चालू किया. तो आई स्टार्टेड वर्किंग एट वेरी अर्ली एज. तो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी किक इन हो गई थी बिकॉज मॉम एंड डैड वाज ऑलरेडी वर्किंग. लेकिन उनकी सैलरी उतनी होती नहीं थी, तो मुझे मेरी नीड्स देखनी पड़ती थी. अगर मुझे कुछ 2-3 हजार का मोबाइल भी खरीदना है तो मुझे मेरे पैसे से खरीदना है, मुझे पता है. तो मुझे काम करना है. आई हैव टू अर्न बाय माई सेल्फ एंड गेट दैट मोबाइल फ्रॉम माई ओन मनी. तो आई स्टार्टेड टू टेक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एट अ वेरी अर्ली एज. एंड दैट्स व्हाई टिल डेट ऐसा होता है कि मैं कॉन्शियसली चूज करता हूं कि मुझे ये ध्यान नहीं देना है. लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं ये डिसीजन आता है कि जब बच्चे की बात आती है, तो मुझे 14 साल है, आज मैं 36 हूँ, 22 साल हो गए रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी अपने सर पे ली है.
So basically you were, when you started to earn, you were financially responsible for the house. And
not just financially, emotionally, mentally, physically.
Yeah.
With my sister, I lost my dad 4-5 years ago. But dad के साथ relations इतने अच्छे नहीं थे, वो समझ नहीं थे, क्योंकि वो भी बीमार रहते थे काफी टाइम तक और वो alcohol consumption भी करते थे. He chose his life. So, but I'm glad that कि ये जितना भी मेरे साथ experience हुआ है, that I learned from it and I am able to sit in front of you and tell you that कि मैं consciously अपनी क्या decision ले सकता हूँ मेरे लिए, कि मैं क्या decide कर सकता हूँ मेरे लिए, what is right and what is wrong for me. अगर वो चीज नहीं होती शायद मेरे लाइफ में, तो मैं ये आज
you.
डिसीजन नहीं ले पाता,
Correct.
ये एक्सपीरियंस नहीं ले पाता आज जो मैं ले रहा हूँ आपके सामने बैठ के, बिस्सू के सामने बैठ के ये सब बता रहा हूँ. एंड वी मेट वेरी लेट इन आवर लाइव्स. आई वाज 26, 27.
I was 5 years younger.
या
than
शी
him.
वाज 22 व्हेन आई मेट हर. तो
Yeah.
हमने अपनी अपनी जीवन में सारी एक्सपीरियंसेस देख लिए थे व्हेन वी
I
मेट.
think when I was around 22, 23, मेरी ये decision इतनी strong नहीं थी जितना in the later years it started to get very strong. Because थोड़ी life की समझ आई और थोड़ी experience हुई. At that point of time I realized that oh this is what I want and this is what I don't want. So I think eventually it got very very strong in my mind.
सपोज अगर हम अभी अगर बेबी करते भी हैं तो वी डोंट वांट टू रिपीट द सेम साइकिल व्हाट वी डिड फॉर द फैमिली मेंबर्स एट वेरी यंग एज. हम 14 साल की उम्र में अपनी फैमिली का देखभाल कर रहे थे. हम ही इतने ट्रॉमा से निकले नहीं है जो हमने बचपन में ट्रॉमा भूले भटके देख लिया था. नॉट ब्लेमिंग अगेन पेरेंट्स. अनफॉर्चुनेटली फॉर्चुनेटली बच्चों में वो ट्रॉमा कहीं ना कहीं रह गया. वो सेंस ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी जल्दी आ गई. एंड नाउ फाइनली आई हैव गॉट मैरिड टू अ वेरी वंडरफुल पर्सन.
देख 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 कैसा खुश हो रहा है.
आई जस्ट डोंट फील दैट कि और 20 साल 25 साल 30 साल मुझे वो बच्चे के लिए गुजारना है, क्योंकि पिछले मेरे फर्स्ट इनिंग में 20-25 साल मैंने किसी का ध्यान दिया है, तो मुझे और 20-25 साल किसी का ध्यान नहीं देना है. आई वांट टू जस्ट फ्री माय माइंड.
You basically want to dedicate your time to you. Also, one very important point, however our childhood was, however our patterns right now today are. Say for example, if we are fighting and I can raise my voice or Devesh can raise his voice or however, or whatever our patterns and conditionings are, we do not want to transfer it to the next generation. This cycle of everything ends with us. We do not want to transfer any bad trait that probably we all are imperfect, right? And that's what makes it beautiful.
Yeah,
We all
and
are
we are
imperfect.
all work in progress.
And we're all work in progress. So we don't want to transfer it to any upcoming generation which will come from us. We want to break this cycle and we want to end this cycle here.
Very
So-
nicely said.
So it ends with us.
Coming to the second point.
Prioritizing us and our healing. Whenever anyone has a child, ना चाहते हुए भी the focus shifts on the child and the well-being of the child, and rightly so, right? They need that care and attention and nurturing. They need that rightly. But we choose to invest all our energy, all our power, all our everything that we have to us. Are prioritizing each other. We have worked very hard to finally build the life that we love. You can count on your fingers how many people actually out loud say that I love my life. Right now we are at a stage where we love our life, where we love the bond that we have created with each other,
Yeah.
towards each other. It's
Yeah.
really sacred for us. We've gone to therapies, we have gone to the path of spirituality, we have learned so much about our life. We are a work in progress still, but the amount of work that we've done on ourselves and the relationship, we do not want to shift focus from it. We want to keep this intact.
Yeah.
When there is a child in the picture, it disrupts the dynamic a little, in a good way or a bad way, to each its own. For us, we don't want to take it on us. We want to prioritize, give love to each other, help each other grow. If we are even being caretakers, we be caretakers for each other. We don't have the bandwidth for the other person.
So we've seen in our families, हमारे माँ बाप हम लोग में कितना उलझे हुए रहते हैं, हमारे में कितना ध्यान देते हैं, हमारी परवरिश में कितना ध्यान देते हैं कि खुद को देखना भूल जाते हैं. मैंने फर्स्ट हैंड एक्सपीरियंस किया है मेरे मॉम डैड को कि अपना ध्यान नहीं रखते हैं, टाइम पे पानी नहीं पीना, खाना नहीं खाना, ये तो बेसिक है. मेंटल हेल्थ, फिजिकल हेल्थ पे ध्यान देना, तो ये सारी चीज मिस आउट हो जाती है जब आप बच्चे की ध्यान दे रहे होते हो. उसकी पढ़ाई, उसका खाना, उसका स्कूलिंग, वो क्या कर रहा है, वो किसके साथ घूम रहा है, ये सारी चीजों में पेरेंट्स
कभी कभार फोकस
फोकस हिला देते हैं
हिल
कि
जाता है.
आपको भी अपना ध्यान देना है.
So the priority changes
हाँ,
is what you're saying,
Yeah.
and we don't want to do that. Again, like if you have a kid as your priority, that's good for you, that works for you.
Yeah, and I would say that बिस्सू तूने बहुत अच्छी बात बोली कि हम हील हो रहे हैं.
Heal
You know,
over.
so when I met you in 2016, we were not completely healed person.
No,
we were very
not
strangers.
With this clarity, we
Yeah.
couldn't speak. There were fights, there were arguments, there were separation that happened,
Yeah.
which will come in the story.
क्योंकि हम एक दूसरे के अलग अलग बैगेज से आ रहे हैं, अलग अलग बिहेवियर से आ रहे हैं, पैटर्न से आ रहे हैं. मैं मेरा बिहेवियर पैटर्न तुझ पे थोप रहा हूँ, तू कुछ कहीं ना कहीं
Yeah.
अनइंटेंशनली थोप रही है. हम उसको समझना कि भाई ये पैटर्न है जो हम किसी और
सालों
से लेकर आए
सालों
हैं
से सीख के
और
आए हैं.
हमको उसको अनलर्न करना है, and then learn new things and then get into spirituality, get into meditation, understanding what we've understood जो किसी दूसरे का है. मैं मेरी है ही नहीं वो सीखी सिखाई चीजें।
किसी दूसरे का भी नहीं, मतलब जो बचपन से हमने सीखा हुआ है।
Yeah.
So to unlearn, learn, to do so much effort, to put in so much effort, after a point where we have reached that stage where we love our life, we love each other, we accept each other completely, and with that we don't want that focus to shift.
Yeah.
We want this life and we choose this life. So we want to continue watering our bond, but not somebody else in the picture. Now
Moving
let's
on to the third point.
we are saying no to social pressure.
कितने सारे ऐसे हमारे एक्सटेंडेड फैमिलीज में से वेल विशर्स भी होते हैं जो ऐसे टिप्पणियां देते रहते कि अरे शादी को 4 साल हो गया, बच्चा किधर है, अभी तो करना पड़ेगा। जीते जाते एग्जांपल्स है कि बिस्सू को घर पे पंडित जी आए और वो पंडित जी पूजा करने आए हैं।
पूजा करने आए, ठीक है।
हाँ, घर की शांति के लिए सत्यनारायण की पूजा हो रही है, इतनी ब्लेसिंग्स लेने आए हैं हम, और सडनली he asked her a question और ये बताएगी इतना एक्सपीरियंस।
ए वल्लू बता।
I mean, I have nothing against. The entire society is so tuned to that question कि शादी करो बच्चा करो, शादी
Yeah.
करो बच्चा करो। यही गोल है, यही लाइफ गोल है for a lot of people. And that might work for them, but it doesn't work for me or him. So the Pandit ji was like, now he's a Pandit ji, mind you, okay? That Pandit ji has the audacity to tell me कि 1 साल पहले की बात है ये, इसलिए 3 साल हो गए शादी को, बच्चा नहीं किया। So I simply said with all the respect that I have that नहीं, हम ठीक है। 3 साल तो हो गए ना शादी को, मजे वजे कर लिए ना, अभी तो बच्चा करो। I was like, is this a Pandit ji that's talking to me? He has interest in my मजे, my life. I felt so annoyed at that moment that nobody should have the right to be so personal without any consent.
बच्चा क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो, ये सवाल तक ठीक था, उसका आंसर मैं दे सकता हूँ।
ठीक था, करेक्ट।
बट ये थोड़ा कैरेक्टर पे, हाँ, पर्सनल जा रहे हो,
which was not required.
Yeah,
So then I made a rule in the house that अगर ये पंडित जी आएगा आप घर पे पूजा करने तो मैं नहीं आऊंगी घर पे पूजा करने. So I made that rule because I didn't want negative energy. No bad vibes.
Yeah, so that was the last puja from that particular Pandit ji.
There was this another incident that happened with us. Our house help, very sweet lady. Our house help then asks me, दीदी बच्चा बच्चा नहीं कर रहे हो करके ऐसा. So I just said, by the way, mind you, this is an everyday struggle. Whoever new person you meet, you have to constantly explain yourself.
Yeah.
कि नहीं, मतलब तुमको करना है, मुझको नहीं करना है. It's okay, we can happily coexist. So she just happened to ask me a question. I said कि नहीं, मेरे को तो नहीं करना है. Then she's like, oh, ऐसे बोलने का नहीं.
oh, नहीं बोलने का.
oh, ऐसे मतलब like I did some पाप
Yeah.
on it, ठीक है. So obviously I did not argue with her. I was like, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं करके. So then she was like कि मैं भैया को बोल दूंगी यार.
भैया के साथ ही डिसीजन लिया है.
And I was like, जाओ बोलो, जाओ बोलो, फोन लगा के तू. So she was so like traumatized with the decision, and she was so traumatized that I can speak it out loud because they have not seen women taking their own decisions.
Yeah.
They've not been blessed that way, and I mean that was their part of the struggle, you know.
Yeah, and आज तक our parents भूले भटके में कभी ऐसा सवाल गूगली फेंक देते हैं. उनको पता है कि
Not my mom, but his mom and my dad.
Yeah.
Yes, they are the people who have not
कहीं ना
come
कहीं-
into terms of.
या उनको अभी भी ऐसा लगता है कि हम सिर्फ बोल रहे हैं, थोड़ा और सालों में शायद हम कर देंगे, बट वी वुड लाइक ग्लैडली प्रूव देम रॉन्ग कि हमारा
No, just
डिसीजन,
that. हाँ, correct.
या डिसीजन हमारा बहुत पक्का है. एंड वो पूछते हैं तो हमें ऐसा लगता है अरे यार फिर आ गए. 1 साल पहले फिर पूछा था तुमने, नेक्स्ट ईयर फिर
No,
तुम
so
आ
now
गए. कितने
they've started-
क्यूट हो तुम लोग.
Now they've started to take us very seriously because 4 साल हो गए शादी
Yeah.
को. So they're like, oh, ये लोग तो serious थे.
Yeah.
4 साल हो गए, अभी तक नहीं दिखा कुछ. So
तो मेरी माँ मजाक में बोलती थी कि 6 महीने में घर में वापस आ जाएगा तू, देख तू तेरे से खुद संभलेगा नहीं. लाइक 6 महीना मम्मी, 4 साल हो गया है, बहुत अच्छे से संभाल रहा हूँ मैं, कपड़े भी धो रहा हूँ मैं वॉशिंग मशीन में, कपड़े सुखा भी रहा हूँ, पानी बोतल भर के रख रहा हूँ, फिल्टर भर रहा हूँ, टाल अभी मैं सोफा पे नहीं रखता, बेड पे नहीं रखता, मैं टंगा देता हूँ. मम्मी
बड़ा हो गया है लड़का.
छोकरा बड़ा हो गया है, अपनी खुद की साफ कर लेता हूँ मैं.
So what?
मम्मी आप बोलती है ना,
Discuss this.
तेरे को जी धोने नहीं आती अपनी, तू शादी करेगा, तू शादी संभालेगा.
जी.
अरे सिंधी मम्मी लोग का होता है यार ऐसा. हाँ,
They're very मुंहफट ना.
Yeah,
They're
बहुत,
very like- like बुरा लगे तो लगे.
हाँ लगे. 6 महीने में वापस आ जाएगा तू, मेरे को पता है, तू तेरे से नहीं हो पाएगी. आई विल प्रूव यू रॉन्ग मम्मी. थैंक यू फॉर दिस चैलेंज.
What is this? By the way, he's just stupid. Like his mom loves us a lot. She's a little dilulu कि बच्चा होने वाला है अभी भी लगता है, but she's sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah.
मजा आता है मम्मी के साथ ऐसे छेड़खानी करके.
He'll comment also something. Please don't, you guys don't wait for her comment. You leave a comment and you go. Vanish.
Yeah.
Don't see the comments anymore. This is a normal societal pressure कि ओ शादी करके बच्चा तो normal है ना, ये तो basic है. But नहीं है basic. A lot of people do choose differently. A lot of people choose to not have kids. And a lot of people think that ये society का pressure नहीं लेना है हम. Just because according to the society that is the right way.
Yeah.
That is not the only way.
Yeah.
There are more ways to look your life, you know.
So I'll tell you, एक मेरी कॉलेज फ्रेंड है, काफ़ी साल बाद 10-15 साल बाद उसने फ़ोन किया. तब तक उसकी शादी हो चुकी थी, मेरी शादी हो चुकी थी, उसके 2 बच्चे भी हैं अभी. एंड शी कॉल्ड मी अप कि देवेश कैसा है, हाय हेलो, अरे 10 साल बाद बात कर रहे हैं, लॉन्ग टाइम मैन. स्मॉल टॉक किया हमने थोड़ा 2-3 मिनट. एंड देन शी हैपेंड टू आस्क मी अबाउट कि what's next, like are you planning for kid? So I was like no, I would like to be child free. मैंने और विशाखा ने decide किया है that we are not going ahead with kids, we are completely okay with it. She's like क्या ऐसा भी कोई ऑप्शन होता है? लाइक ऑप्शन होता है मतलब क्या है? तेरे को किसी ने फोर्स नहीं किया है? हाँ मतलब मुझे नहीं पता कि ये ऐसा ऑप्शन होता है, वरना तो मैं बच्चा ही नहीं करती. लाइक यू हैव 2 kids today, दे आर लाइक एक 7-8 साल का और दूसरा 3-4 साल का तो होगा. लाइक हाँ, बट मुझे किसी ने अगर वो टाइम पे बोला होता कि इट्स एन ऑप्शन वेदर टू हैव और नॉट हैव, तो मेरे पे है तो मैं तो हैप्पीली नहीं करती. मैं बोला तो देखो किसी ने गन पॉइंट पे तो नहीं रखा कि बच्चा करना है. हाँ यार. बोले हाँ यार क्या बोल रही है, तेरे को दिमाग नहीं है क्या, खुद का सेंस नहीं है कि तूने किसी से बात नहीं किया, खुद से बात नहीं की वेदर आई वांट दिस डिसीजन इन माय लाइफ, क्योंकि बच्चा करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है ना. नहीं यार मैंने तो सोचा ही नहीं. उसको पता तक नहीं था कि ये ऑप्शन होता है कि करना है नहीं करना है. मेरे को शॉक लग गया उसकी बातें सुन के.
I really feel a lot of girls don't even know that they are under societal pressure. They're not that aware, and that's also, I mean, obviously they'll eventually find their life. They are only not aware कि ये society का pressure है जो हमको सोचने भी नहीं देता या question भी करने नहीं देता कि क्या करना है.
Actually you said it right.
उसको समझा ही नहीं होगा, उतनी अवेयरनेस ही नहीं होगी कि
क्यों. उसके लिए बेसिक है बिकॉज उसने फैमिली में देखा है कि हाँ मेरी मॉम के इतने सारे बच्चे हैं, उसमें से मैं भी एक हूँ, तो आई विल ऑल्सो डू. तो हम फैमिली में ये नॉर्मल है.
That might be normal for a lot of people, but there are people who actually consciously think कि क्या करना है करके.
हाँ, बट वो क्वेश्चन आया ना कि ये भी ऑप्शन होता है क्या, then it got me thinking that कि
isn't that normal?
हाँ मतलब मैं खुद शॉक हो गया. So hence, but yeah.
So we are saying no to all the societal pressure. So next time if you meet us, do not ask us this question. One rafta हो जाएगी.
कमेंट मोमेंट में थोड़ा अभी बंद कर दो पूछना यार, अभी तो वीडियो भी निकाल रहे हैं.
Now we are fully aware, like we are like open books in front of you now. What else do you want?
अभी खोला नहीं है, अभी 3 पेज ही खोला है बुक्स का.
So the 4th point is financial weight and a lifelong job. Having a kid in this economy is खतरों के खिलाड़ी decision, because the amount of money that it takes to raise a child, because see, when you give birth to a child, you want nothing but the best for the child. You'll go out of the way, you'll take 2 jobs at a time, you'll go overnight, you'll do everything in your power.
You'll start saving, you'll start extra saving
to
for
give
his future, his betterment.
Yeah, to give the life that he or she deserves.
Yeah.
You'd go out of your way, right? Because it's a huge financial responsibility with the inflation rates and everything. It's just too much.
Yeah. Not just for 1 year, for 18-20 years. और उसके बाद भी, you never know.
It's a lifetime commitment.
Yeah.
To raise a kid. Your job doesn't get over once he's or she's 18. It goes on till lifetime. At the age of 60 also, you'll be worried for your child. We feel that all the money, responsibility, or all the care that we have, we want to again use it for us. We want to be financially available and responsible for us, and not use all our finances into raising someone else. And if you choose that, again, you do you. And if we choose that, we do we.
तो मैं और विशु जब हम डिसाइड कर रहे थे इस बारे में, it was years ago, तो we decided that we want to be ding couples.
Yeah.
Double income or maybe Mink couples. Mink couples.
Multiple income.
Oh, मैं triple बोल रहा था.
Very limited belief that he has.
Yeah, okay. Mink couples. Multiple income, no kids.
Because when you have a kid, you have to really invest in a good healthcare, good lifestyle, education, hospital bills, you know, good, everything good, perfect.
Yeah, उसके personal खर्चे, pocket money.
क्या बोलते हैं, academy and extracurricular activities and
yeah.
I want to do extracurricular activities. मैं बच्ची हूँ, मुझे करना है. मुझे बैडमिंटन खेलना, मुझे पिकल बॉल खेलना है.
मतलब
I want to invest all the money in my activities.
या आई मीन हम बच्चे हैं यार, हम बड़े ही नहीं हो अभी तक.
नहीं हुआ.
Yeah, we want to play again. We want to
Make
enjoy.
our inner child happy by
Yeah.
giving all of it which probably they did not get.
Yeah, we did not get.
So we don't want to permanently commit to a lifetime of investment
Yeah.
or expense. We want to invest all of it for us, and we don't want a lifetime job in worrying about whether my kid is doing okay, whether they have taken their medicines. I mean, we can't do that. We don't want to do that. We choose
Yeah.
to not do that.
Yeah.
And the fifth point that we have is no bandwidth left, no inner calling, not built for it.
स्टार्टिंग से जब हम मिले थे, हम गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड भी थे, तो देयर वाज नो सच थिंग कि कोई ऐसी कॉलिंग नहीं है कि अरे आगे
बच्चा
जाके
चाहिए
बच्चा
या
करना
something
है,
like that.
फ्यूचर बनाना है, यस, गेटिंग मैरिड, यस, लाइफ में करियर में आगे कितना जाना है, दैट वाज वी डिस्कस्ड एट लेंथ. बट कॉलिंग,
Yeah, we never felt that pull toward
Yeah.
parenthood.
या
We don't have that pull, and that's a completely valid reason to not have a child.
Yeah.
We do not have the bandwidth to have a child, so we are very much juggling between our physical health, between our work, between our
इमोशनल
emotional
हेल्थ,
health,
mental
health, financial health, and with spirituality, with therapies, we do not have the bandwidth left to have an addition of responsibility. And again, that's also completely valid reason to not have a kid. Say, for example, we are not built to become a painter, right? We do not have that talent. We do not, in similar ways, we do not have the knack to be a parent. We are not built for it. It requires parenthood respect to all people who choose it.
Oh, huge.
Because for the happiness of the child, a lot of people sacrifice their own happiness, and we are not built to do that. And hence, again, one of the reasons we don't want to be parents. Parenthood should not be a default settings in life. It has to come from love. It has to come from nurturing. That should be the emotion to create a baby. It's not a default setting for everyone, and that's also okay.
Yeah. सिक्स्थ पॉइंट इज मैसिव लाइफस्टाइल चेंज. हम कितना भी बोल लें, हम अपना ध्यान देंगे, बट जब एक अ चाइल्ड कम्स टू लाइफ, सारी एनर्जी, सारा आपका ध्यान, आपकी स्लीप, आपका रूटीन, आपका अटेंशन उस बच्चे में लग जाता है, बिकॉज ही नीड्स केयर. रात को 2 बजे उठना है, सुसु कर रहा है, पॉटी कर रहा है. आई थिंक दिस इज अ वेरी चैलेंजिंग जॉब. मदर्स, फादर जो करते हैं अपने बच्चों के लिए, आई रिस्पेक्ट माई फादर, माई मदर, your father,
Yeah.
your mother, to the every father out there, mother out there who's watching this. Huge respect for you guys.
So rightly said. Coming back to the point that it's a lifelong job, and the focus usually shifts toward the routine. उसके हिसाब से routine, या उसके हिसाब से sleep schedule, या उसके हिसाब से lifestyle change.
Yeah.
So that lifestyle shift, we don't want to commit to that.
Yeah.
Again, that's also completely okay to not
Yeah.
commit to that.
As we were saying, एक बार बच्चा हो जाता है तो there is no turning back. You have to take care of the child. You give the best of what you have, and उसको स्कूल छोड़ना है, उसको ट्यूशन से लेकर आना है, उसकी कोचिंग क्लास कैसे चल रही है, उसका पढ़ाई कैसे चल रही है, वो क्या चीज़ों में घुस रहा है, क्या इज ही लर्निंग सम इंटरेस्ट, ही हैज सम हॉबी, ही हैज सम पैशन, कराटे क्लासेस, दिस क्लासेस, दैट क्लासेस. बड़ा होता है थोड़ा तो इंटरेस्ट चेंज होते हैं. नाउ लॉट ऑफ किड्स आर एक्सपोज टू एप्स एंड गेम्स एंड iPads. ये सारी चीज़ें होती है, तो यू constantly worry that ki is he not, yeah, is she not consuming anything which she should not. We don't have that much of bandwidth कि ये सब मैं सोचते बैठूं कि वो क्या कंज्यूम कर रहा है, या क्या ट्यूशन गया नहीं गया, उसे पढ़ाई की नहीं की, होमवर्क किया नहीं किया. You lose out on watching yourself. You can take care of yourself, then only you can take care of the child.
I feel that sometimes a parent loses themselves in the entire process, and we are not in a place to lose us.
Yeah, और जब तक वो बड़ा होगा, 18 साल 20 साल आपने उसको दे दिया अपनी जिंदगी के, आपने अपने आप पे ध्यान ही नहीं दिया.
A lot of new age parents actually do take care of themselves also, and the kid also. So kudos to you.
Yeah.
Devesh has this famous line which I really love, that अगर आप खुश नहीं रहोगे तो आप किसी और को खुश नहीं रख पाओगे.
Yeah.
Be that your child or your husband or your parents or whoever. If you're not happy internally, then you can't keep anyone else happy. If your cup is full and only then you can fill somebody else's cup.
Yeah.
Right now we are filling our cups.
2 बूंद ये डाल देती है मेरे कप में, 2 बूंद मैं डाल देता हूँ उसके कप में. सो एक दूसरे के कप हम भरते रहते हैं और अपने दोनों को खुशियां देते रहते हैं.
Yeah, and a lot of times no, ऐसा भी situation होता है where people think कि अरे पर तुम लोग दोनों तो बोर हो जाओगे ना एक दूसरे के साथ. क्यों होंगे भाई?
देखा है हमारा यूट्यूब चैनल, देखा है हमारा इंस्टाग्राम.
Such a stupid question, very honestly, you know, like why? क्यों होगे बोर यार? You love the person, you want to spend the entire. That's the whole point of marriage, guys. So that's why we choose to not have kids, to not shift the entire lifestyle that we currently have, and we intend to make this lifestyle better and better and better. Moving on to the next point, which is the 7th, postpartum is real. Very important and very untouched topic, very honestly. Especially I think in India we've always glorified pregnancy or giving birth to a child. It is absolutely magical what a body does, very honestly. Having a child itself is a very magical experience, and we salute to all the people who go through this magical experience. But with that comes with a lot of struggles, health concerns, complications, and what nobody else discusses is that if it's not physically seen, that means it's not real. We have a lot of kind friends who have shared experiences with us very honestly, and we love them for it, that they are so honest with us. But they have literally told us the struggles they have went through mentally after giving birth to a child, you know, post the entire postpartum stage. Not a lot of people discuss this openly, that those are the struggles. Those are the challenges that a newly mother faces. कितने बारी हमने हमारे फ्रेंड्स को सुना है बोलते हुए कि यार ये तो मुझे किसी ने नहीं बताया कि इतने challenges आते हैं, you know, या इतना प्रॉब्लम होता है, या मैं इतना लो फील करती हूँ, या मेरे इतने हार्मोनल इनबैलेंसेस होते हैं, या मुझे इतनी एंजाइटी होती है, मैं खुद को देखना भूल चुकी हूँ मिरर में, मैं खुद को जानती नहीं हूँ अब. And I'm sure a lot of mother goes through this, but nobody actually comes forward and discusses this because of their own reasons, you know. Sometimes there's a guilt attached, that how can you feel like that? It's your child you're talking about, you know. All of the newly mothers, I really strongly recommend therapy, because it just is some support, some space of being openly able to discuss about the struggles that a newly mother goes through.
As much as it is not my place to say, because women goes through this journey, they experience something like this, but I was talking to a friend who's our friend, and she was saying that कि 3 से 5 साल लग जाते पूरी तरीके से रिकवर होने में आफ्टर यू गिव बर्थ. आपकी बॉडी पूरी तरीके से रिकवर 3 से 5 साल के बाद हो रही होती है. बच्चा बड़ा हो चुका है, हाय मम्मा मम्मा पापा पापा बोलने लग गया है, तब जाके आप हील होते हो, पूरी बॉडी रिकवर कर रही होती है. चाहे आप नॉर्मल डिलीवरी करो, चाहे आप क्या बोलते हैं सी सेक्शन करो.
It's not an easy task. Like, it's not, of course it's very miraculous yet very important as a topic to discuss, and should be discussed, addressed openly about it. In the similar way, we are not glorifying not having a kid. We are just simply stating the reasons why we think are important for us to not have a child. There are a certain set of people who want to have kids, and that's also good, but there are a certain set of people who do not have kids. This video is probably more helpful to them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but mothers pe hamesha extra pressure, extra sacrifices, extra pain, of course, because they are the one who's carrying it. सब कुछ थोड़ा ना एक्स्ट्रा आ जाता है मॉम के ऊपर. And as a woman, I respect whoever has gone through it, but I can consciously have the power to choose to not go through it. Again, that's one of the reasons why we don't want to have kids. We come on to the 8th point, which is regret goes both ways. कितने बारी हमने लाइफ में सुना है आज तक कि अभी बच्चा नहीं किया ना, बाद में तुमको रिग्रेट होगा. It can go both ways, right? बच्चा करने के बाद भी रिग्रेट हो सकता है, right?
Yeah.
And
मतलब
that
आपको
does,
क्या पता?
And that does happen to a lot of people. A lot of people make a baby for all the wrong reasons, and then they have regrets later on in life.
Yeah.
We'll not regret because we are consciously choosing our actions.
Yeah.
Every action will have its consequence. If you choose to have a child, you will have to deal with the consequence, whether it's good or bad. Okay, neutral. If we consciously choose to not have a child, every action will have its consequence. We will probably have to keep our retirement funds ready. We'll have to make extra arrangement or however, you know, because a lot of people also say कि आप बुड्ढे हो जाओगे तो कौन देखेगा आपको.
मतलब क्या गारंटी है कि कल को आप 20-25 साल 30 साल इन्वेस्ट करो अपने बच्चे पे, उसको पाल पोस के बड़ा करो, you give the best, and then suddenly that child decides not to take take care of you. He says नहीं मुझे मेरी life जीनी है and I want to choose my own life. I don't want to take care of you.
So three things. One, the child can really choose what the child wants to do, even if the child is 25, 30, however the age is. That's a person who is fully capable of taking their own decisions. B, that's a gamble that you're doing.
Pure gamble.
Okay, that मेरी retirement plan मेरे
बच्चे पे डिपेंड
okay?
है.
See, the whole point कि मैं बच्चा इसीलिए करूंगी ताकि मुझे वो मेरे बुढ़ापे का सहारा बने is fundamentally wrong. Kid should come from a place of love, not with the expectation that
Baggage.
that person will take care of me someday. These are not the reasons to have a kid. So we are fully aware of that. We fully understand the gravity when we say that these are not the right reasons to have a kid.
Yeah.
The only and only acceptable reason is out of love. So ये क्वेश्चन ही पूरी नेगेट हो जाती है कि बुढ़ा हो गए तो कौन संभालेगा? हम संभालेंगे यार, हम करेंगे उतनी अरेंजमेंट हमारे लिए, right?
Yeah.
Because we are responsible for us and nobody else can be responsible for you.
Yeah.
You can only help yourself. And again, future ना आपने देखा है ना हमने देखा है. It's like saying that I am scared that tomorrow I'll die, so I'll not leave my house. It's a very mean thing to say कि you'll regret it later when we have consciously chose to not have kids.
Yeah.
With that, we come on to the 9th reason of not having kids is geopolitical and climate anxiety. Recently, we've all been through the crisis of war or the unstable feeling, uncertain, unsecured feeling. We've all been through our fair share of anxiety. Whoever are the new parents or existing parents must have been so scared for their child. Is the world gonna be okay? Is the world gonna go in war? Is there war that's gonna happen? How is the situation? How will I protect my child? मैं कहाँ लेके भागूंगी?
वो आपसे अगर कुछ सवाल करेगा या फिर वो डर रहा है उसकी
सेफ्टी. So with all of the unstable, uncertain things that's going on in our life, even the climate crisis, you know, all of the global warming that's going on.
Yeah.
कभी भी बारिश हो रहा है, कभी भी earthquake हो रहा है, कभी भी सुनामी आ रही है, all of that. It's just unfair for me to bring a child in the world where the child doesn't have a say whether the child wants to be in the world. It's just unfair for me to bring someone and keep the child in the chaos. The people who already have kids, I'm sure you guys must be fiercely protective of giving the best for your child, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
But if given a choice to me right now, I would not want to get the child in the world where it's a chaotic world out there.
I think we are millennial generation, 90s kids, and उसके बाद 2 generation और है, like Gen Z and Gen Alpha. ये generation जितनी भी आई है, they are already facing scarcity of food, water.
Good food,
good water, good air to breathe. AQI, you can see what is the AQI.
It's really bad.
In winters 400 के पार जाता है, कभी-कभी 300 के पार जाता है. The food is adulterated. मिलावट इतनी हो रही है, कितना भी आप कोशिश कर लो, आपको नहीं पता है आपका खाना कहाँ से आ रहा है. Everyone in this Mumbai city cannot afford to have a farming. हवा में ही इतनी pollution है कि क्या ही आप उगाओगे और क्या ही खाओगे. मतलब there is a limited things to anything that you can do.
Also the construction that's going on is never ending. The roads are being constructed constantly. The buildings are being constructed constantly. There's trust everywhere.
Yeah.
All of this we choose to not expose anybody else who doesn't have a say. We are exposed. We are trying to survive this.
Yeah.
Imagine if we get another child कि आप भी जियो अभी ये करके. We don't want to do that. We consciously choose to not put anyone in that situation just because हमको ऐसा लग रहा था कि हमको किसी को लाना है इस दुनिया में. We don't want to do that. It works for us. With that, we come to our last and final point of this video. That is the 10th point, which is we have other purposes. Parenthood is a beautiful journey, a beautiful experience, but it's not the only purpose of life. We choose to have different purpose in our life. That fulfillment we get with our work, with our life, with our lifestyle, with each other, that feels purposeful for us. Some people do find purpose in raising a child, in giving birth to a child, but that's not for us.
Yeah.
We find purpose in talking to you guys like this. We are doing, keeping our hearts out. It's very vulnerable, right?
We love spreading smiles. बिस्सू के सामने अगर मैं कुछ जोक मार रहा हूँ और मैं उसका वीडियो निकाल के बस अपलोड कर रहा हूँ. I know how many thousands and thousands people are laughing on it and cheering for it and loving the vibe. We love spreading light and happiness and joy to people.
We get so many messages from so many of you from across the world who say that we've made their day, you know, who say that I've been depressed and I saw your videos and I'm laughing right now.
Yeah.
And that feels like a purpose to us. That feels content. Oh, we were able to make someone laugh, you know.
Yeah.
We were able to impart some knowledge to someone.
Yeah.
We were able to spread some light, spread some joy to someone. It just feels whole to us, and that's probably happiness for us. Everyone has the right to choose their happiness, and this is ours. It gives us meaning to life, to spread laughter, to have some lightheartedness in this chaotic world out there, and living with intention. That gives us fulfillment. That's about it.
If you are planning not to have a child, then this might be helpful. एक या दो पॉइंट भी आपको अगर हेल्प हुई होगी हमारा एक्सपीरियंस सुन के, then we'll be happiest.
जिनका पर्पस होता है that they want to get a child and they want to go on to this journey, that's equally beautiful, guys. अगर सारे ये डिसीजन ले लेंगे कि उनको बच्चे नहीं करना है तो मैं खेलूंगी किसके साथ? But on a very genuine note, giving birth itself is such a miracle, right? I mean, how does that even happen? Blows my mind. But if you're planning to not have a child, that's also equally acceptable. Understand what you want and what makes you happy. Everything should start with you and should end with you. So understand what you want and take a decision. Finally, क्या आप सबका doubt खत्म हुआ as to why we were not having kids?
So let us know in the comments below.
How did you like this episode, and what would you like to know about us next? Apart from that, we have another video that's coming up.
Oh my god, yeah. That
All
video.
the hisab, all the expenses that we had done for our wedding, how did we manage that? हमने कितना percentage invest किया था in the hall and in the honeymoon and in the home that we built. So,
renting and everything, सब कुछ हिसाब किताब हमने अपनी शादी किस तरीके से प्लान की है, क्या struggles हुए while planning for our wedding. So we will get all that information. वो पूरा episode हम आप तक लेकर आने वाले हैं.
with screenshots and photos also.
Oh yeah.
We have it all written
सारी
down.
memories हमारे पास है.
But so stay tuned, and if you like this video, found it in any way helpful,
Yes.
let us know in the comments, and stay tuned for the next one. We love you. Like, share and subscribe.